Ding dong, the witch is dead. What is going on, guys? And I'm in a great mood after that ending. Here with the Impact Wrestling review. I gotta say, this show, normally there's like one thing that I have to complain about. Like, there's just that one thing. But this show, I gotta be honest, there wasn't. Just hear me out. I'm pretty sure you guys got something, that gets on your nerves. But me, I gotta say, this was a really good show before their live show next week. Probably one of those things where like an hour and a half behind, but still, live crowd's gonna do that show justice. So, we started off the show with that triple threat tag match with Team Crash, which is Laredo Kid and Garza Jr., Decay, and Reno Scum. So, this match was decent. Yeah, I mean, the Reno Scum is getting over, and I'm surprised. Because it's taken me some time to get acclimated and used to them. Because at first I was not a big fan because they were doing the oi-ois way too much. This match, they didn't do it much. So I was like, okay, you killed it. And that finishing move is just I don't know how anybody survives that shit. It looks like it hurts really, really bad. Like that curb stomp, assisted curb stomp or whatever, and he jumps over Luster the Legend. Dude, I don't even know. That seems like incredibly hard hitting. Oh god. Yeah, like I said, it was pretty good. So the next part of the show, they come out and they introduce, Bruce Pritchard's out, and they're emphasizing that vote. Remember that vote? It was, I don't know if you guys voted. I voted personally for Matt Morgan. After that face-off him and Bobby Lashley had, I was like, yes. And then tonight, Matt Morgan looked phenomenal. But we'll get to that. I voted for Matt Morgan. But James Storm's win. I'm okay. I understand that. The fans want to see him back in the world title picture. I did too, but just that Matt Morgan and Bobby Lashley match seems like it'd be great. NEC3 comes out, and they kind of drag on the segment a bit, but I think it all benefits to that heel turn. That I think is eventually going to happen. Yeah, EC3 is turning heel. Like, that's all I got to say about this. Pritchard tells him to take a long look in the mirror and figure out who that guy that you want to be is or whatever. And I'm like, and on Twitter he says, alright guys, thanks for all the support, I'll see you next week live. My thought is, James Storm has his world title match next week. Hear me out. EC3, boom, heel turn next week live. Alright, that's what I'm going for. And that's what I want to see because we all know EC3 is great. Altogether, his work as a face is decent, and it's pretty good. But his heel work is just great. Honestly, like, they've got to get him back as a heel. After all these new people come in, there's way more faces, I feel, than there is heels. So to bring back a top heel like EC3 along with Bobby Lashley and Eli Drake, that makes for a great roster. I'm gonna like, yeah, that's good, honestly. So, next match was Rosemary versus Santana Garrett. Pretty sure you guys are pretty familiar with her. She's been on NXT. She's been on Impact before. And a lot of those knockout, knockdown pay-per-views. I've seen her on a couple of those. She's really good. Like, this match, I thought this was going to be a squash match. But I feel like they made a big name out of Santana Garrett because she stepped up. She really brought it to Rosemary. That's what I liked about this match. It wasn't just a squash match. She brought it, and it was a competitive match, and it was a decent match. Rosemary does get the win after the Red Wedding, but I'm telling you, Santana looked great in this match. Rosemary does ultimately get the win, though. Probably I think next week is when she faces ODB, so this was a good, match to get ready for that match, if you know what I'm saying. So I think that was good. I enjoyed it. Not a lot of talking on this show, which I was pretty glad about. The next match was Braxton Sutter and Allie versus Sienna and Kevin Matthews. So, Kevin Matthews and Sutter, they had a decent match last week. They're doing pretty good in the ring. Allie gets tagged in after Sienna really wants her in the match. So they're going back and forth, and Allie gets the upper hand until Allie jumps off the top rope. and Sienna catches her. KM, Kevin Matthews, whatever you want to call him, is crawling across the ring, and I'm like, they're going to trip her. And that's exactly what happened. She trips over Kevin Matthews, and Allie, in turn, gets the victory. Great stuff there. And I was wondering if, they've been advertising that Fury Unleashed for about 3 or 4 weeks now. And I'm like, is it going to happen during the match or after the match? It happened after the match. And the rumors are true. Congo Kong. This dude is a beast. That cannonball he hit the Sutter in the corner was crazy. That big dude got up there. I was like, holy cow, that was crazy. And then here comes the train wreck Laurel Van Ness. Comes out and hits Allie with her freaking high heel. I'm like, what the hell? So Sienna finally pulls her off and tells her to get together. And they walk back, and that's the Fury Unleashed. Congo Kong, along with Kevin Matthews, Sienna, and Laurel Van Ness. That is a group to be reckoned with. I don't know where things go after this. I really want to see that. I hope they continue the storyline next week on the supposedly live show. I think that's a great idea if they do. That was good stuff. I really did enjoy that. So we had a backstage segment with Andrew Everett talking about his last obstacle, if that is actually the last obstacle. And here comes Shane Helms, and basically Everett talks Shane Helms into getting into the match, in the Fatal 4-Way match. I'm like, okay, let's go. Hurricane and Shane Helms was always been one of my favorites. The dude can go, and it's great to see him back in the ring. And he didn't look half bad either. That one move where he folds their arm back and looks like he's going to go for a clothesline, he turned that in and just snaps the neck down. That was pretty crazy. But Andrew Everett finally does get him out of the ring with the help from Suicide, it looks like. And then Hurricane's just like, whatever. He leaves. And Andrew Everett has the nicest moonsault ever. Like, he does this, like he jumps up like a normal jump, but then jolts his legs back like, it's incredible. It looks nice. Like, Andrew Everett does get the win, so maybe next week's show, if it's actually going to happen like this, if we're actually going to see Bobby Lashley, James, which we are actually, and then ODB and Rosemary, and then Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee, those 3 matches could be really something special in front of a live crowd. I have a feeling that that's going to be pretty good. So, Andrew Everett wins that match. We had those Make Impact Great segments with Matt Morgan and Karen Jarrett. Like I said, it's great to see Matt Morgan back. We'll save that for the end, for the main event. So the next match we had was Davey Richards versus DJZ. And man, just seeing DJZ, I know this is pre-recorded, but I don't think he's going to be back for the live show next week. After that, ruptured colon, I think it was. Oh man, that seems rough. I don't know if anybody else has heard about that. Make sure you go. I'm pretty sure you just look up Impact and put like Impact Wrestling, like DJZ. I'm pretty sure you can see what happened. So it was DJZ versus Davey Richards. And on Twitter, Davey Richards put out, "I'm coming for gold." And this segment right here is going to lead me into some fantasy booking. So, Davey Richards gets the win after a decent match. Eddie Edwards comes out after the match, so their feud's not over after that last man standing match. So, here is my fantasy booking. This is at Slammiversary. But Davey Richards at Slammiversary has the X Division Championship. And Eddie Edwards fights back, and Davey makes him go through obstacles. Like, you have to become the number contender. You have to fight your way up. He makes him go through all those obstacles, and when he finally does get that number contenders match, it's that Slammiversary for the X Division Championship in a ladder match. That would be great. And I think Eddie Edwards wins. Davey Richards won the last man standing match. I think Eddie wins the ladder match if this is just fantasy booking. So I don't know if it happens, but that would seem great. And Eddie goes on to cash in option C, but doesn't win. So that's it for the fantasy booking. I just went into that. Normally don't like the fantasy book because most of the stuff never happens, but that just seems like a good fit for this rivalry. So finally, the match everybody's waiting for. Everyone, including me, wanted this shit to end. Because, for the first week or two, I was fine with this bickering back and forth. Every once in a while, Josh said something funny in his heel role, but I was done. This settled it. Josh actually left for a couple matches during the show, and it was great between Pope and Jeremy Borash. So, the match, Team GOAT versus Team JB, was good. Magnus looked great. Matt Morgan, dude, he has not missed a step. Matt Morgan is a beast. And Eli Drake looked good, I gotta say. He really did. Chris Masters, he looked decent. He was mostly the brunt of the attack. They ganged up on him most of the time. When he finally got that big tag in, it was to Matt Morgan. The crowd were chanting, "We want Matt." They gave him Matt Morgan, and it was quite a show. So, when Magnus gets tagged in, after Bram throws Chris Adonis and Alberto El Patron out of the ring, Matt Morgan lays out Bram. Boom! Out of nowhere, here comes Magnus off the top rope with a elbow drop. That's what he won the world title with or whatever. And it was a good match, and JB and the crowd goes nuts because they knew what happened. They've been chanting "Fire Josh" for the past couple of weeks, and when it happened, I feel like that was the loudest we've heard the Impact Zone in a while. The whole roster came out, which I thought was funny because Josh Matthews has been saying for the whole past couple of weeks, "You have no friends, no one's gonna want to join your team." And the whole roster comes out, it was a good touch. I really did enjoy the whole thing. Next week, Josh Matthews is gone. We finally got to the end of this. And I gotta say, I'm left with a good feeling about it. It was annoying at some point. But now this match hopefully ends it. And it ended with a good match. Hey, I'm good. I'm glad with this show. Normally the last episodes of these tapings, like the last quarter tapings they did, normally they're crap. Normally the last shows are crap. This last show was good. No complaints. I'm gonna be honest. Normally I've got a couple, but this one was decent. Let me know what you thought about the show down in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and I am out. Thank you so much for watching.